For centuries, entire civilizations has vanished from sight. Their cities collapsed. Their art disappeared. Their stories were buried beneath earth and time. But sometimes, history resurfaces. Tonight, we explore 5 ancient artifacts and sites that remained hidden for thousands of years, preserved not by design, but by time itself. High in the eastern Andes, stone walls and terraces cling to a ridge shrouded in mist, 2,380 meters above the Urubamba River. Machu Picchu, built in the mid-15th century under Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, remained almost untouched for centuries. Its survival owes much to its altitude. The mountains and dense cloud forest created a natural barrier, sheltering the citadel from both Spanish invaders and later looters. Persistent humidity in the cloud forest, measured at less than 55% in the central plaza, slowed the decay of the stonework. Steep slopes and engineered drainage kept the terraces from eroding, while the remote location discouraged large-scale farming or settlement after the Inca left. In July 1911, Hiram Bingham, a Yale historian, arrived with local guidance. A Quechua farmer named Melchor Arteaga led him up the overgrown slopes. Bingham's journals describe his awe at the finely cut walls and terraced fields, a city hidden by the jungle and time. Early black and white photographs from his expedition, now preserved at Yale, capture the site before restoration began. Bingham wrote that he had entered the last city of the Incas, untouched by the centuries. Yet for the Quechua families of the region, Machu Picchu was never truly lost. Oral histories and seasonal pilgrimages kept the memory of the old mountain alive. Local leaders today remind visitors that our ancestors' memory lives in these stones, and we must protect them for the future. Scholars still debate Machu Picchu's original purpose. Some see it as a royal estate, a retreat for Pachacuti and his court, pointing to elite residence and intricate waterworks. Others emphasize the ceremonial layout, the Intihuatana stone, the Temple of the Sun, and ritual platforms, suggesting a sacred center for pilgrimage and astronomy. Recent LiDAR surveys have revealed even more, hidden terraces and pathways that hint at both royal luxury and communal gathering. Professor Richard Berger of Yale notes that the stone terraces at Machu Picchu are not just irrigation channels. They are a climate-engineered system that harnesses the thin, high-altitude air to protect crops from frost, while simultaneously displaying the political power of the Inca elite. In other words, the site's architecture is a concrete statement that royal prestige and ritual practice were inseparable. Modern conservation efforts reflect this dual legacy. Visitor numbers are capped, and Quechua-speaking guides help manage the site. Disputes over artifacts removed during Bingham's expeditions continue between Yale and Peru, underscoring the importance of shared stewardship. Machu Picchu endures, not only because of stone and science, but because its meaning is still debated, protected, and lived by those who call the Andes home. In the spring of 1974, a group of farmers digging a well outside the city of Xi'an struck something unexpected. As their shovels scraped the hard, packed earth, fragments of a clay face emerged, staring up from the soil. Within weeks, archaeologists arrived, and the ground revealed its secret. Thousands of life-sized warriors, each molded in clay, standing in silent formation beneath the fields. The Terracotta army, created to guard the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unify China, had rested undisturbed for over 2,000 years. The scale is staggering. More than 8,000 soldiers, over 130 chariots, and hundreds of horses fill vast underground chambers arranged in battle order. Each figure bears unique facial features and details, from the folds of their armor to the braids in their hair. The army's purpose was clear: to defend the emperor in the afterlife, a testament to the reach and ambition of the Qin dynasty. Preservation owes much to deliberate planning and the chemistry of the land. The pits were sealed beneath layers of earth, creating a low oxygen, low moisture environment. The soil, rich in alkaline loess, has a pH of 8.2, conditions that slowed the decay of both clay and bronze. The original lacquer coatings applied to the figures acted as a further barrier, protecting the surface and, for a time, the vivid pigments that once colored every warrior. Yet these colors proved fragile. When exposed to air after excavation, the ancient paints began to flake and fade within hours. Conservators now experiment with nanomaterial coatings and AI-guided stabilization methods, hoping to preserve what remains of the original hues. The story of the Terracotta Army's survival is not only about the ingenuity of ancient craftsmen, but also about modern scientific care. Museum conservators in Xi'an speak of the constant challenge. Every figure was handcrafted. Our conservation now focuses on protecting the fragile pigments with nano coatings. The sealed earth that once hid the army from view became its greatest safeguard, holding back the slow work of time until a farmer's well brought the past to light. On the morning of August 24th, 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted without warning. In just a few hours, a busy Roman city disappeared beneath a storm of pumice, ash, and choking heat. Pompeii's streets, shops, and homes vanished under layers that would reach up to 6 meters deep. The eruption sealed doorways, froze food on tables, and preserved the shapes of people in their final moments. Buried in this way, Pompeii became a time capsule, its daily life halted and protected by catastrophe. Excavation began in 1748, when workmen digging for a new palace foundation struck painted walls and marble columns. Over the next decades, the city emerged room by room, revealing mosaics, graffiti, and even loaves of bread left in ovens. The unique chemistry of the ash, rich in silica and carbonates, created a protective shell, preserving wood, fabric, and pigments that would have vanished in open air. Tephrostratigraphy, the study of ash layers, now guides archaeologists in tracing the exact sequence of destruction and burial. In the 1860s, Giuseppe Fiorelli introduced a method that gave faces to the tragedy. By pouring plaster into the hollow spaces left by decayed bodies, he captured the last poses of men, women, and children, shapes that still move visitors today. Modern conservators face new challenges. Volcanic salts threaten to break down frescoes, and fluctuating humidity can damage the fragile plaster casts. Laser scanning and multispectral imaging help map the city in 3 dimensions, while microclimate controls slow the spread of destructive salts. As one Campanian heritage officer notes, we are not only preserving ruins, but the story of a community's final day, a story that raises hard questions about how much to restore and how much to leave as silent witness. Pompeii's fate reminds us that disaster can sometimes become the guardian of memory, sealing away moments that would otherwise be lost to time. In the hills of northern Spain, a narrow entrance leads into the silent darkness of Altamira Cave. In 1879, Marcelino Sanz de Sautuola, accompanied by his young daughter Maria, stepped inside and looked up to see a ceiling alive with color, bison, horses, and mysterious signs painted in red and black. The world of science, however, refused to believe what they had found. For decades, experts dismissed the paintings as forgeries, unable to accept that Paleolithic people could create such rich, naturalistic art. It was only after similar discoveries in France that Altamira's age was finally recognized, and Sautuola's report vindicated. What allowed these images to survive more than 15,000 years was not luck, but the cave itself. Altamira's chambers sit at a constant 13 degrees Celsius, with humidity near 95%. This microclimate, undisturbed by wind or sunlight, slowed the growth of bacteria and kept the pigments stable. Portable X-ray fluorescence has confirmed the use of hematite, charcoal, and ochre, minerals carefully sourced and applied by ancient hands. Thin layers of calcite, deposited over centuries, sealed the paintings beneath a natural glaze. Today, only 40 visitors are allowed inside each day. The cave's director explains that even a small change in temperature or humidity can threaten the art. To balance access and preservation, a full-scale replica was built nearby, allowing thousands to experience the wonder without risking the original. As archaeologist Paul Bond notes, Altamira's bison are not only a window into the minds of our ancestors, they are a lesson in patience, humility, and the science of careful stewardship. Beneath the gentle rise of Salisbury Plain, Stonehenge guards more than its familiar circle of ancient stones. Archaeologists have traced its story through 3 major building phases, beginning around 3000 BCE with the first earthworks and ditches, followed by the arrival of bluestones from Wales, and culminating by 2000 BCE with the Great Sarsen Trilithons. yet the ground itself holds secrets that surface only with the help of modern technology. In 2015, a ground-penetrating radar survey swept the fields around Stonehenge, revealing a hidden ceremonial avenue stretching west, deep ditches aligned with the stone circle, and buried pits that once may have held timber posts or ritual offerings. These discoveries show that the monument's story is not frozen in stone, but continues just beneath the turf. The chalk-rich soil of Salisbury Plain, with its alkaline chemistry, slows decay and preserves organic traces that might otherwise vanish. Optical scans and laser monitoring now track subtle shifts in the stones and the earth below, providing early warning of erosion or instability. To protect both the visible monument and what lies beneath, English heritage restricts access to the inner circle, enforces timed entry, and guides visitors along carefully maintained walkways. As Professor Mike Parker Pearson observes, Stonehenge was likely a focal point for seasonal gatherings, integrating cosmology, social organization, and landscape symbolism. The monument endures, not only because of ancient builders, but through careful stewardship and the quiet work of the soil itself, which continues to shelter the past from view. Even now, new discoveries wait beneath earth and shadow. As climate and development threaten what remains, each lost artifact reminds us that history is always incomplete. What we uncover next will shape how we see ourselves and what we choose to remember. Thank you for joining this quiet journey.